evening. Something that's been bugging me the past few days is the fact that the Oklahoma City Thunder has recently decided to let Billy Donovan go. He's been coached there for the past 5 seasons. He was let go, which it doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they would let him go. Um, Now, they haven't actually made a conference final since Durant left. That year, of course, was 2015, 2016. They lost to Warriors in 7 games. Durant went and said, I'm gonna go join the Warriors and have a better chance of winning a title. That's not Billy Donovan's fault. Okay? But that's not. The next year they go and they just have Westbrook, and Westbrook wins the MVP, and they make the 6th seed in the conference, 3 seats down from the year before. Westbrook played out of his mind. He had the triple double that year. They lost in the first round to the Rockets 4-1. Very next year, the GM goes, well, Westbrook can't do this by himself. He's going to have to get some help. So they bring in Carmelo and Paul George. That year, they're 4th in the conference, two seeds better than they were the year before, so they're making some rounds. But they lose in the first round again to the Utah Jazz 4-2. So far, they've lost Durant. Melo leaves the next year. He goes to the Rockets, and that whole thing. Also, not Billy Donovan's fault. Players leave, not his fault. The year after that, it's just him and Paul George. They finish 6th. Tensions look kind of odd between Paul George and Russell Westbrook. That was the year before. Westbrook, said, "I'm going to stay in OKC. I got some LG's business. We can do this." All well and good. That year, they finish 6th, and they make the playoffs. They lose to the Trailblazers in 5 games. That was, Damian Lillard put up a shot. Paul George was nominated for an MVP that year. Westbrook didn't have the best season. But then Westbrook is convinced to go to the Los Angeles Clippers by Kawhi. And after that, Westbrook's like, guys, I really like Oklahoma City, but I can't. I can't continue to play here. I want to win. Let me go where I have the best chance to win. So they trade him out to Houston. And they go in and change, get Chris Paul and a bunch of draft picks. They have so many draft picks since they traded Paul George to the Los Angeles Clippers. They have so many draft picks, it's not even funny. Essentially, their record this year was actually, they finished at a higher position this year. They finished 5th. Last year, they finished 6th, and this was with Chris Paul. Now, they got some young players. They got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Clippers. They got 2 roster players. They got a haul of draft picks. Chris Paul's playing out his mind, trying to win, and they take the Rockets to 7 games. Now, Westbrook was hurt a lot in that, but they played, took them to 7. The Rockets finally won. Now, the thing is, why would you let Billy Donovan go? It's not his fault that, Westbrook left. Paul George left. Carmelo Anthony left. Victor Oladipo was brought in for the Paul George trade. 4 of your best players leave. It's not your fault. This year, he's nominated for Coach of the Year. Took a team that, when the season started, I remember everyone and their mother saying, this team's a lottery team. This team's not going to make the playoffs. They're not that good of a team. But then again, basketball analysts, what do they really know? It's not me telling tales at a school. You can actually look up things. A lot of they say, a lot of it's just garbage. They don't really play the game. They haven't been good at anything. But now they just took that team. They're thinking about, and they have a bunch of draft picks. Now I understand you want to rebuild, but this year you have momentum. You made the playoffs again. This could be your year. You know what? You got that little bit of momentum. You keep Chris Paul. You build around him. You maybe take 1 or 2 of your picks and trade them out, maybe for a 2nd or 3rd option there. Kind of give your bench some depth. Maybe bring in a guy who's won. That's something the roster's missing. Bring in a guy with a ring, even if he doesn't play a lot. It's that leadership, that little bit of hunger. You bring in guys who are close. maybe guys who've been to the finals but haven't won. Guys like that, those kind of hungry guys. And you bring them in. And you go, you know what? We're in really good shape. We have our picks. And not trade your picks. Maybe trade the picks you got from the Clippers. Trade those picks out. They're not your picks. Maybe keep one or two and just build through that. Maybe get another piece in. But no. So this is supposed to be the most highly anticipated offseason in Oklahoma City Thunder's history. This could be a year where you build momentum. I was talking to my mother about this today, and I explained it as, imagine you building a house. You put down the foundation, you pour the concrete, you put up the 2 walls for your basement, and then you get halfway through and you go, fuck this, let's tear down. That's kind of how I feel a Thunder fan would feel. No, I'm not a Thunder fan. I do like watching the Thunder play. I thought their season with Houston and Oklahoma City, from a fan's perspective, would be interesting because you get that Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook dynamic. Is Chris Paul going to play pissed off? You buggers just traded me. I'm going to make you wish you didn't trade me type thing. So, you fire Billy Donovan, or you let him go. You don't fire him. It's hard to say. Maybe his dream job came up. Maybe, there's a job came up and he really wanted to take it, and his dream, or maybe someone's sick, or maybe he needs a break from the grind of coaching because he's been in Oklahoma City now for 5 years. So I understand the grind of coaching. Maybe he just wants to go back to college and coach, right? That could be a thing too. He just wants to go back to college and coach. The grind isn't as much. You're not traveling as much. You got kids instead of pro athletes. You don't have to deal with as much BS. So you let the guy go. Now you can probably trade Chris Paul. You might be able to get a young player. You might be able to get a few picks. Maybe it makes your team better. But the thing is, picks are very overrated. Yes, there has been chances when top overall draft picks help you win championships and can be game changing. LeBron, probably the first overall pick that comes to mind. They're saying Zion could be. Giannis, but he was a first overall pick. Look how many first overall picks have been bust. Anthony Bennett comes to mind. Andrew Wiggins, for an example, you might be able to call him a bust. I don't think Wiggins is a bust, but first overall picks are very underrated. Oftentimes your best players come deeper in the draft. So you just go, and once again, because teams rebuild, you might be able to go, maybe there's a piece out there you can go and it's won a ring or has been on a bad team or something, and you can trade a couple of those picks, maybe take a younger player and give to them, bring them in, and you build around that, and you just go for it. You say to your fans, like, we're really sorry you've lost 4 of your best players. We were in the finals once when we had Ibaka, we had Westbrook, we had Harden, we had Durant, but since then no one wants to stay here, and we're sorry, but Chris Paul is going to stay here for a while, and we'll do a run. Even if we don't win, we give our fans something, and you do that. But with the firing of Billy Donovan, well, where do you go now? You have Steven Adams. Do you package Adams with someone and see what you can get for him? Do you take Dennis Schroeder and package and see what you can get for him, and then start over? And if you're an Oklahoma City fan, well, this team hasn't had any success. Really, they were in the finals once. They're a new team. In the past 6 years, Durant's left. Ibaka's left. Westbrook's left. We never thought would leave. Paul George's left. Melo left. Melo's playing really well in Portland. Ibaka has a ring in Toronto. And you go, I just can't. Look, I love the Thunder, but I just can't. Or if the Sooners have a good year, I just can't. And that happens. And where do you go? You just, like I said, let your coach go. He didn't do anything wrong. He was actually nominated for Coach of the Year this year. And you let him go. So what kind of message does that send to your fans? Anyway, if you like this type of content, I don't know what type of message that sends from a fan. If I was a diehard Thunder fan and you just let the coach go who led your team to a playoffs, you weren't thinking after just losing your best player, an MVP 3 years ago, an MVP nominee last year, and your record's not as good with a shortened season, and you're in a higher playoff position, and you let him go, I'd be upset. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.